Thank you to DistroKid for sponsoring this video and supporting my channel.
Every producer dreams of being able to do music full time, so today I'm going to share with you 10 ways that you can use to make money as an independent producer so that you can get a little closer to that goal. Before we get started, don't forget to download my free production loop kit. This kit contains 5 original loops with stems in all major and minor triad chords and scales in MIDI form. The pack is totally free and you can get it by downloading it from the description down below. Okay, so today I have 10 ways and a bonus on how you can start making money as an independent music producer, but before we even talk about that, we have to discuss 2 things that are very important that, if you don't get right, could result in potential failure. The 2 things in this exact order are understanding your target market first, and then second, focusing strongly on creating a quality product that serves people and provides value. If you don't know what a target market is, this is basically the people who you are selling to, and being super clear about who these people are allows you to better communicate to their needs and create something that they actually want and that will truly serve them. Once you find out who your target market is, the next step is to create and provide an amazing product or service that is focused on truly helping them. Regardless of what these end up being, the focus should always be the people. I often see a lot of producers get into the game of selling things, and especially online, because they want to make a quick buck, and while that does work to an extent, if you want long-lasting sales and customers that keep coming back, your main focus should always be on serving the people. Really hone in on who you're talking to and how best you can help them, and if you do that, the money should follow. But okay, with that being said, the 10 ideas that I have for you today, I have segmented into 2 product groups that I think most producers are going to sell: digital products and services. For our purposes, we're going to define a service as a product that requires you to trade your time for money, and a digital product as something that makes you money without being necessarily tied down to your time. Furthermore, I've gone ahead and I've labeled each of these with their respective target markets to make this super easy for you. Let's get started. Okay, so let's start off with one that most of you probably already know of, and that is selling, or more accurately, licensing beats online. This is a digital product because you make the beat once, and once you put it up on your beat store, it sells over and over again. The target market here is artists, because unless they also rap or sing, a producer is not going to be buying your beats. Side note, guys, if you are randomly emailing people, which I don't recommend, at least make sure that that person is not also a producer. All you're doing at that point is spamming people and tarnishing your brand. There are better ways. Now, although I don't sell beats myself, this can definitely be a lucrative business model because it allows you to monetize your craft in a way that provides unlimited potential, since, as mentioned before, these beats can be licensed over and over again. I'm not sponsored by them in any way, but I am a huge fan of BeatStars and what they're doing, so if beat selling sounds good to you, I would say start there. The next most common way that producers can make money is by selling sample or preset packs and drum kits. This is another digital product because, much like with beats, you create them once and then let them sell indefinitely. The target market here, however, is going to be mainly other producers who might actually use these tools to make beats of their own. I am a huge fan of this, but the only caveat I think is that creating a quality drum pack or preset or sample pack is much harder than people think. I personally don't sell any of these products myself because I just don't think I'm good enough compared to some of my peers who are also doing it in this space, enough at least to distinguish myself in the market, but that's just me. If this sounds like home to you though, then you can either sell them on your own website using something like Squarespace or Shopify, or if you also sell beats and you want to make it really easy, BeatStars also has an option to sell these kits on there as well. Next up, we have custom production. This, as you can probably tell, is a service, and the target market here is going to be primarily artists. You might get a few other type of clients here and there, but for the most part, as a producer, custom production is going to be sold to artists. Now, this is something that I actively partake in, and the flow is actually quite simple. An artist notices your work, they reach out, and you produce their song from scratch. Now, usually because this is a custom piece of work, the ticket price will be much higher than a beat license, and the work is also a lot more, but the reward is also higher, I think. Personally, I love creating music with other people because, to me, one of the greatest feelings is sharing energy with another individual and creating art together. Usually in these types of gigs, you also get way more creative input as opposed to just sending beats, so the involvement level is also a lot deeper. If you want to start doing this yourself, then I would suggest to join Facebook groups or attending local music shows and really just working on getting your name out there and building your portfolio. If you're brand new, you might have to do some work for free in the beginning, but if you play your cards right, this can be a very lucrative and long-lasting career. Similar to custom production, you also have mixing and mastering. This is another service, and the target market here again will primarily be artists. Now, for this one, I'm going to tell you to tread carefully. Just because I tell you that I can dunk at 5'5", doesn't mean that I actually can once we get to the court. I often see producers offer this service because they see it as another way to make money, but mixing a full song is a lot harder than you'd think. So if you really want to do this, make sure that you hone your craft so that you can provide a quality product and build a positive reputation. This service shares a lot of similarities with custom production. So again, here you have to focus on getting your name out and building your portfolio if this is something that you choose to do. Next up, we have a very niche segment, but one that I have personally found a lot of success in, and that is selling what I'm calling utilities. Utilities can be a number of different things that help a producer be more effective, and some of the ones that I have launched include my production template, my Beatmaker's macro toolbar, and my newly released Engineers template, all of which you can find linked down below if you want to learn more. These are all digital products and the main target market here is producers. Moving on, we have music publishing and royalties. So these two are a byproduct of selling beats and doing custom production, because once you have licensed a beat or custom produce a song, you will normally also get back-end payments in the form of publishing and royalties. As a result, this can be considered a digital product since you don't have to do anything extra once you put out the song and register it. The target market here typically will be artists, but what I have seen as of late, and what I've also done myself, is producers self-releasing beat tapes and making themselves the artist. This is a relatively new method of putting out music, but from what we've seen from people like Eldre who have done it successfully, it can be really lucrative. If you're interested in taking this route and putting out your own beats, then I definitely recommend you check out DistroKid, the sponsor for this video. DistroKid is a digital distributor, and for $20 a year, it is by far one of the most affordable options for releasing your music to platforms such as Apple Music, Spotify, TikTok, Snapchat, and many more. If you're looking to release your beats through DistroKid, then you will be pleased to know that they have plenty of features to help you promote your music. There are a ton of promotional features that come included with your subscription, but today I want to talk about Hyperfollow. As soon as you finish uploading music to DistroKid, they automatically create a Hyperfollow page for that project or that single that you can then share with your audience so that they can either pre-save it on Spotify or be directed to their favorite streaming platform once that project or single is released. Now, this has been a feature out for quite a while now, but what DistroKid has recently done is created a Hyperfollow page for you as the artist as well. Now, this is great because this essentially can now serve basically as like a link in bio page that you can add to your social media platforms like Instagram. If we take a look at mine here, you can see that you can secure the vanity URL. So mine is hyperfollow.com/Ivan Calderon. Now, of course, you can edit this to your heart's content by adding sections, links, YouTube video embeds, and so much more. This new artist Hyperfollow page, along with many other great features, are all included for free in your subscription. So if you're ready to start sharing your music out with more people, then make sure to click the first link down below to get 7% off your first year. Next on the list, we have sync licensing. Now, both sync licensing and beat licensing are similar in the regard that they both result in you licensing out your music, but the difference is that with sync licensing, it's mainly being used for video. As a result, the target market here will most likely be companies as opposed to artists. I find sync licensing to be super interesting, and although I don't have this as a source of revenue yet, I am actively looking into making it one. The coolest thing about sync licensing is that it can be both a service and a digital product depending on what company you partner with and what their terms are. Depending on the company, you could theoretically get an upfront payment for the beat, so a payment for a service, but also royalty payments on the back end that pay you passively depending on the performance of that track. I wish I could offer more advice on this one, but again, because I'm still working on this myself at the moment, I have nothing, but I will definitely keep you guys posted. Next up, we have one-on-one coaching. Now, as the name suggests, this is a service, and if you are a producer, then your main target market here would be other producers. Now, here's where I want to lightly touch on imposter syndrome, because everybody deals with it, including myself. One-on-one coaching can be a tremendous thing because you are personally helping someone else achieve their goals, and if done right, this can be one of the best ways to earn revenue while providing results for your clients. The problem that I see here with most people is that they don't think that they are good enough to coach others, or that they have to have massive credentials just to justify people paying them. So then, here I am to tell you that if you have actual knowledge on a topic and you can structure it in a way that is digestible, even if you don't have Grammys or whatever, then go for it. Here's the thing. You might feel like you are unworthy to charge or to teach, but realize that if you've been doing something for a while and you have built a skill set, you are further ahead than someone who is at the beginning of their journey, and that is worth something. At the end, this just goes back to what I said in the beginning. As long as you are genuinely trying to help people and you can get them results, that is all that matters. Now, unfortunately, this type of work is harder to get because you basically have to convince people that they should trust you enough with their time and their money, but it's not impossible. The two methods that I've seen here work is cold reaching out to people, which is not my favorite, but I've seen people kill it here. And then my favorite way, which is building an audience by providing value in other ways, building your credibility, and then pitching that to them. Ninth on the list, we have premium education. So if teaching was something that got you excited, but you didn't want to necessarily do it as a service with coaching, then a fantastic alternative is selling premium education in the forms of ebooks or courses. I am a huge fan of this because it allows me to bundle my knowledge and still help people, but do it in a way that can work passively for me by having it sell over and over again like beat licensing. Much like with coaching, you will have quite a bit of work ahead of you to get people enough to trust you and to buy your course if you don't already have an audience, but if it's actually good and it gets people value, the results for you can be game-changing. 10th on the list, we have memberships. So this, in my opinion, is one of the most lucrative, but also one of the hardest and most labor-intensive methods of making money as a music producer. On one side, you have the benefit of having monthly recurring income, which, if you manage to get enough people to subscribe, can grow to substantial amounts. On the other side, however, maintaining a membership can be quite labor-intensive depending on how you set it up, because although it makes you money every month, you need to update it and maintain it regularly with new content to make it worthwhile for the customer and have them keep that membership. Not to mention that this is probably one of the biggest commitments that you can get from a person, because you have to convince them that you are so good at what you do that they need to pay you monthly for it. Anything can work nowadays, but typically I would say leave this until you have built a good portfolio, reputation, and or audience. Okay, time for the bonus one, sponsorships and brand deals. So I left this one till the end specifically because unlike the others, this one definitely requires that you have an audience first. Some of the others, although they are definitely made easier if you had an audience, you could technically get away with not having one, but for sponsorships and brand deals, an audience is crucial since these companies, your target market, are specifically paying you to be in front of your people. You do have to be careful with this one though. Just because a company flashes money in your face, it doesn't mean that you should take it. Remember what I said in the beginning, always do things with the intention of helping people. So for me on this channel, I get emails almost every day about promoting something, but I deny the majority of them and only allow companies on here that I think can truly help you guys, like DistroKid and Sweetwater, who I'm sure you guys know are two of the most reoccurring sponsors for this channel. My advice for this is to simply start building an audience, and a great way to do it is through the same website that you are viewing this video on. Start a YouTube channel and see where that takes you. But there you have it, friends, 10 ways plus a bonus on how you can start to make money or start to make more money as an independent music producer. Huge shout out to DistroKid for sponsoring this video and for allowing me to make these videos for you guys. Don't forget to pick up your discount by clicking the link down below so you can get 7% off your first year. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you on the next one.